Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Spoozin, back with another video. And today, guys, we are going to be going over the top 3 drop spots for the solo cash cups that are actually happening every week now. These drops are going to help you guys out a lot. These will actually get you great placement. You can use these for placement, W keying, any style. We're going to be going through 3 different drops, all of them for different play styles. If you guys do actually enjoy this content, be sure to like and subscribe. It would mean a lot. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, boys. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the video, and let's get into the drops. Alright, guys, the first drop we're actually going to be going over is Dirty Docks. Dirty Docks is actually going to be one of the more aggressive drops. Is actually the most aggressive drop on this list. If you guys are a very good mechanical player and good at fighting off spawn, this is the drop for you. It is 34 chest spawns at this location. You will be set for the whole game if you can actually take this place over. If you do actually land here, I would recommend landing at this building right over here. You get a lot of chest spawns and you have the height advantage right there. And if you guys do actually end up clearing this, you could try to go through this, loot this path. This is what I would recommend. Take this majority spot right here and leave this available for the enemy. You might be getting contested by 3 players in a big tournament. In the later rounds in the tournament, maybe only 1 or 2 people will be contesting you. But if you are a very good mechanical player, this is for you. So once you loot all of this right here, you loot through, you clear the teams here. If you are able to kill them, and there's also upgrade stations right here. You can upgrade your guns, and you can get actually very good loot from this. You can get epic and legendary guns every single time coming out of this location. And once you do actually clear it, you could rotate through here. And there's actually 3 more chest spawns right here with another upgrade station, I believe. And it'll actually help you out a lot. And there's just a lot of loot here. Some team might land zip lines, so just be aware of that. They could try to laser you out of the air. Just be careful of that and be aware of your surroundings. And yeah, that is going to be the first drop. If you do come out of here and you're going to be set for the whole game, you're going to be really chilling. And yeah, there's literally nothing other people can do if you are able to clear this out, of course, because it's the best drop in the game. And let's move on to the second one, guys. Alright, guys, the second drop we're going to be going over is actually Stealthy. You guys might be wondering, how is this the intermediate drop? Well, actually, Stealthy is a very underrated drop. Not a lot of people consider it when landing, because it's actually one of the newer drops, so people don't really consider it. No one wants to learn how to loot this. Usually only 1 or 2 players will land here maximum with you. If you do actually end up landing here, make sure you are able to do those early game engagements. You don't have to take them. You could rotate out if possible, but I would recommend taking a fight to get all of the loot here if possible, if you are actually that well played mechanical player. And you can loot main. You could land in the main spot right in the middle. This is probably one of the better spots to land just because you have complete control over everything. But if you aren't as good mechanically, you could land in here. This is actually 8 chests right here. If you are able to loot that without being rushed, if you just want to rotate out from that, you could. That is a possibility. But if you are able to get the kills and you think that you are able to control this area, I would land in the main spot right here, where there is actually going to be 6 chests, and you can run around and probably get a total of about 10 or 11 chests, which can actually be really good. And if you do land here, just keep in mind there's not a lot of ground loot. As we can see, there's not a lot of it, so just be aware of that. You have to be careful. And there's actually, the NPC here is actually very dangerous. It does a lot of damage to you. You have to be careful with it, because it does get very aggressive at times. But if you do land here, I would recommend landing here. And I've been told by someone that it's good to try to get Surge from Pleasant when you rotate out of Stealthy. And there's also a chest right here I did not notice. So you could look from Stealthy, you could look for tags in Pleasant for some Surge, if you are in those stack games, of course. But yeah, this should be a very good drop for you, very viable. It'll actually work very well. If you are able to clear it out, it's very good. One of the best drops, very underrated for sure. And yeah, that's going to be the second drop we're going over. You could, like I said, you could look for tags here from Lighthouse as well. Maybe even Fish Island. So yeah, that's actually a very good drop to consider. You all should. And yeah, let's move on. The last drop we are going to be considering in this video is actually going to be Outer Weeping. by weeping, I do not mean this weeping right here, not this spot, not the main weeping, the weeping outer right here. This is actually a very good drop. No one actually knows about this drop, really. It's one of the best drops in the game right now, I would say. The only negative is that sometimes it can be hard to get shield, but other than that, it's actually one of the best drops in the game. So, when you land here, this is honestly what I would recommend. The best spot to start at landing is actually the tower right here. This tower could be contested. If it is, then it's up to you if you want to risk it. It's very unlikely though. Probably at 1 out of every 10 of your games it'll actually be contested. But if it is contested, you could land at this building and loot this, because there's actually, in this spot right here, there's about 300 metal you can get instantly, which is actually really good. In this, you can get a ton of chest loot, and you can use these fishing holes right here. But let's just say this is uncontested. You could land here. You could break it down from the bottom to get all the loot quicker. That's up to you, honestly. But what I would recommend doing is actually landing on the top of it and try to look at tags from the team that lands right here. Usually there's going to be 2 kids that land at Logjam. And you could get some easy search from that, which is actually going to help you out a lot. More than you would expect in tournaments. And once you loot this building right here, I would most likely recommend going, honestly, I would recommend going down this way, just because you don't want Slurpee team to push you quickly, because Slurpee does actually come out of here pretty quickly usually. So try to see if the chest spawn here actually spawns. It usually doesn't, because of 50-50 chest spawns, but if it does, then go loot that really quick. And there's actually going to be a car here. There's going to be a food box and a chest most likely, and then a chest right here. One of the chests will most likely spawn, and I would take that as quickly as possible and try to get some shield from that. And once you loot this all up here, I would actually recommend going to this house and then here quickly. This route can take a little bit longer than you want it to, but you have to try to make it as fast as possible, because you don't want actual weeping pushing you, or Slurpee. If they do, I would recommend taking the car from the gas station and just rotating out as soon as possible. But if that doesn't happen, then you can loot all of this right here, and you're actually going to be able to, if you are able to, I would recommend, if you can, get these holes, of course, but most likely you're not going to be able to. And fishing isn't as good as it used to be, because they took out riff fish, but it's still very good for floppers and stuff like that. And you could, usually when I land here, I try to go to this henchman chest right here. You can get it's a blue gun guaranteed at a henchman chest, so that's actually really good. It's actually a lot better than you expect, and you can get some really good loot from it. I think it might be a guaranteed shield or health, not 100% sure, but that's actually really good. And that's actually going to be the path. You can get full wood, full brick, or 300 brick at least, and then full metal easily from that drop spot. And yeah, that's going to be the last drop spot I'm going to be going over. Alright guys, I hope you did end up enjoying that video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. It would mean a lot. We're on the road to 300. And yeah, if any of you do end up using any of these drops I featured in the video, just let me know in the comments, guys. I'm actually very curious about it. Other than that, guys, I hope you did actually enjoy this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.